let's talk about getting your kids on track out of the summer craziness and the summer relaxation mode and get them ready for school. So the first thing I want to talk about is waking your kids up, because honestly, guys, they got to get up. So if you can continue that summer schedule of we go to bed at 10, we go to bed at 10:30, we go to bed whenever, and we wake up at 9 or 10, they're never going to get up for school. Here's the thing. You need to keep your kids on a summer schedule all summer. All summer. You need to keep them on schedule. Yes, you can vary it a little bit. And if you're just one of these parents that are like, what the heck? It's summertime. They can do what they want. Then you better start planning now to put them back on their school schedule so they at least have 2 to 4 weeks of really getting in the routine of things, so that when the time comes and that alarm goes off at 6:30 in the morning for them to get up, they're up and ready and they're not in the 10 a.m. mode. That's number one. So get those schedules, those routines. If they haven't been in place over the summer, start putting them in place now. You want to give them that bedtime, which is close to their school bedtime, so that their wake up time is adjusted accordingly. So start doing that now. Be proactive. If your kids don't go back till after Labor Day, like in Maryland, then you can wait a couple weeks and get them started in August. Okay, that is hugely important. Otherwise, they wake up at 10 o'clock. By Monday, when they have to go to school, they're going to expect to sleep till 10 o'clock. Their bodies are going to be in the late wake-up mode. Okay, number 2. Don't overschedule your kids. Like, some of these tips are going to be towards you and your kids once your kids are in school. So don't overschedule them. Parents always think that kids have to be busy, busy, busy. No, give them some downtime, just like we grown-ups like downtime. Kids need downtime too. Not only for peace of mind, but for creative minds. Kids can't get creative if they're constantly having the creativity done for them. All right, so don't overschedule them. Don't overschedule them in the summer. Don't overschedule them during school. Okay, number 3, start making homework and education a priority in your home. And you can do this over the summer. On the summer schedule I had for my grandkids, we had reading time. We had, if they're entering kindergarten, we had little workbooks that they could do. They don't have to spend forever on them, but maybe they can do a page. Start getting them in the swing of it now if you haven't done it already. This is the time to get them back in the swing of learning mode. And honestly, it should be going on in your house every day. You guys should really have a tradition of learning something new every day. And you know what? Sit down for dinner and ask each person around the table, what did you learn new today? It could be about a bug. It could be something they read. It could be something they tried to do in a workbook. It could be anything. It could be something you learned at work. Share something new that you learned every day, and it will encourage your children to keep learning new things every day. Turn the distractions off and start turning them off at prime times during your day. This should be part of your schedule. Your schedule should have limited screen time, be it TV, be it video games, be it tablets, whatever the screen is they're working with. You need to have limited time. Don't just let them say, well, it's summer, they can be on their screens 8 hours a day. Are you kidding me? Number 1, bad for their eyes, bad for their brain. The only thing video games and things like that are good for immediately, which they are good for, is eye-hand coordination, problem solving, strategic planning. Those kind of things video games are great for. But they do not need it 8 hours a day. So give them a break from screen time. All right. Number 5, make sure that when your kids are waking up early, let them wake up early enough so they can have some playtime with you, especially toddlers, guys. If you have a toddler and they're going off maybe to kindergarten for the first time or preschool for the first time. It will make that transition a lot easier if you wake them up at least an hour before they need to go, so that you and your child so that you have like 10, 15, 20 minutes to just play together. Everything's ready. Breakfast has been served. Everything is in place. And you guys have a little time to share together. It will make the transition of going to a new school or just even going to school much easier for your kids because they have had some one-on-one time with you. Okay, go to bed at a good time for their age. You know, guys, toddlers need about 11 to 12 hours of sleep. As they get a little older, if they're in elementary school, they still need about 9 to 11 hours of sleep. It decreases as we get older, but kids need good sleep. A well-rested child is an attentive child. A well-rested child is also an aware child, an energetic child. Think when you are tired and you need a nap. You don't have any energy. You're kind of depressed. You're kind of just, lethargic. So is your child. So give them a good night's sleep. And if they're starting, say, kindergarten or first grade and it's a full day, they're not getting any naps anymore. So make sure their bedtime is early enough so they have enough sleep overnight to really plant some power into their brains and their bodies when they start their school day. All right, next. When they come home from school, before they go to school, after you've taken them for their tour of their new school, because if it's a new school, you should take them on a tour and let them get used to the school, let them meet the teachers, let them meet the staff. A little proactiveness. They usually plan these days, but say you're on vacation, which we usually were, we had to plan a different day to get the kids to go around the school. It doesn't even hurt to do this every year. It gets them in school mode. Then when you talk to your kids about what they saw, what they learned, ask specific questions. Don't just go, so what'd you think of the school? If you say that to a 5-year-old, they're not even going to know what to answer. They might say, great. Or they might say, okay. Or they may ask specific questions. Did you see the desks? What did you like about the desk? Maybe they like the big hole in it to put stuff in it. Talk about it as you're going around with your kids. Ask them specific questions. Talk about cool stuff. Talk about stuff on the wall. Talk to them about their teacher that they're meeting, or staff, or the cafeteria, or the library, or where they go for recess. Start conversation, but start specific conversation. So you are asking specific questions. And once school begins, ask them specific questions about school. Did you help somebody today? Who did you sit next to at lunch? Did you do something creative in art? Were you painting? Were you drawing? Were you using crayons? Were you using colored pencils? What did you learn in math? Did you use a ruler? Be very specific. Be specific with the questions before school, and be specific with them once they start attending school again. You will engage them in more conversation. The more questions you ask, the more specific questions you ask, the more conversation they will have with you. This is something I'm going to give you a heads up on prior to them preparing for school. Once they're in school, guys, there's a lot of school of thought on this. They come home from school, and I just have to approach this whenever I talk about school because it's kind of something I believe in, but I will say there's a lot of schools of thought on this, and you can take my advice or not. A lot of parents, when they get home from school, they want that homework done right away. Just get it out of the way. In my eyes, homework, although sometimes annoying, sometimes overdone by teachers, shouldn't be something you just get out of the way. In my eyes, if you come home from school, these children have been doing 8 hours of schoolwork. 8 hours, like you go into a job for 8 hours. When they come home, do they want to dive their face right into more papers? No. You would be doing them a great service if you let them take a half-hour break, have some snack, refresh, rejuvenate. They could run around outside, release some energy, and then sit down and do their homework. They will be much more able to receive the information that they're working on, figure it out, solve whatever questions there are. They'll be much more open to what they're learning than if they just come straight home from school and sit down and do even more work. That's my advice to you. As an educator, as a parent, as all the experience I've had with kids, I really advise that you do that. But you don't have to. You can do your own thing. I'm just here to guide you. And I hope you take my advice because I think you'll find a big difference. If you're not sure, test it out. Spend 1 week with them coming right home from school and doing their homework, and spend a week with them coming home from school and taking a half-hour break, having a snack, running around, releasing energy, just doing some fun stuff. Maybe they just want to chill out and they just want to sit in front of the TV for a 20-minute show or a half-hour show and then do their homework. Test it out. Do a week of rest and relaxation for a half hour before doing their homework after school, and a week of them going right into their homework, and see what works better for you guys. That's my suggestion. Okay, next, give yourself some serious proactive parenting. Teach your children to be proactive, and prepare the night before. This is a great habit to start now in the summer. If your kids are going to camp, if they're going to grandma's, whatever it is your kids are doing, teach them to be proactive and get ready the night before. Put their bags together, choose their clothing for the next day, get everything set up. Get them in the habit now, because you will be seriously grateful that you did when school comes around. They will already be in the habit of putting their things together, taking responsibility for filling their backpacks, picking out their clothes. These are responsibilities your children should have, and they can have. Even a 4-year-old can pick out their clothes. If you're worried about what they're going to pick out, give them 2 choices. Negotiables are always good for your kids. Whenever they're allowed to have a choice, give it to them. So if you're worried about the outfit, or if it's picture day or something like that, give them 2 choices. You can wear this white shirt or this yellow shirt. Which one? The white one. Okay? You can wear this pink skirt or these blue pants. Which one? The blue pants. And you have an outfit. Don't give toddlers or early elementary kids, don't give them more than 2 choices. Let them just kind of, get a hold of understanding choice. As they get older and older, their choices can be varied more and more. All right. And the last thing I want to tell you is parent involvement all the way. If you have a back to school night, which we all do, or you have a kindergarten prep night or prep day, which most of the schools do, take your kids. Don't blow it off. Don't say I have to work. It is important for your children to not only get introduced to their new school or their new environment, it's important for them to know that you care too and you want to learn about their school. Remember, you're a role model, their biggest role model. And they see you getting excited, they'll get excited. So get involved. Go to the PTA meetings. Volunteer in your kids' classrooms. Volunteer in the cafeteria, the library. Go show up at your school. Be present with the staff and the administrators and the teachers. They will so appreciate it, and your child will love it. So get involved, introduce them, and really do these proactive tips to help them get ready for the new school year.